Texas Congressman Michael Burgess joins us live. Congressman, good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Pardon the shirt sleeves. I got cat hair on my blazer.
We did hear reports that the former president wasn't exactly thrilled with how this went down yesterday. It is drawing criticism. Do you feel like it missed the mark? And if so, what has to be done now in order to regain that composure?
Well, I think it will have to be tightened up a bit. I wasn't glued to the television watching it, but I did listen to a lot of it on the satellite radio as I was driving around the district, and it did seem to meander. I think, though, the fundamental fact is that we should not be here. It's unprecedented. The president has left office. The Supreme Court Justice Roberts said, no, I'm not coming. So the judge for the case is actually one of the jurors. So all of it just does seem like it's just not right. And ultimately, the president's going to prevail after all the drama is done.
Yeah, I agree with you. The Trump team needs to be laser focused on the elements needed to prove incitement. None of those other theatrics. They missed the mark. You got to focus. There were 6 Senate Republicans who decided for the impeachment, or voted, I should say, for the impeachment to proceed. They're up on your screen. The one that kind of shocked a few people because he kind of changed his vote on this was Bill Cassidy. Here's his explanation.
The issue at hand is it constitutional to impeach a president who's left office? And the House managers made a compelling, cogent case, and the president's team did not. I'm going to vote for the side that did the good job.
Jillian's question touched on the performance part of this and who persuaded who. If you had to sum up day one in one word, what would it be?
My word would be useless because, again, we know how this is going to end up, and it's really the equivalent of standing in the corner and stamping your feet because you're mad. I don't see. I guess I do have to agree with Bill that perhaps a better job of delivery was done on this constitutional question, but the fact of the matter remains, you cannot charge someone with incitement when clearly the preparations were going on many days beforehand, and unless he was in the van driving around town leaving off pipe bombs outside the RNC, it's hard to imagine that is you're going to be able to prove that level of complicity. So we know what the end result is going to be. And once again, Trump will be acquitted in the Senate. Justice Roberts won't be there. Patrick Leahy will be the one who delivers the verdict, but it will be delivered nevertheless.
Okay, we want to get your opinion now on something else that is new this morning. Ilhan Omar says that the committee passed the $15 minimum wage overnight. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. This, of course, is the House Education and Labor Republicans. Excuse me, I was reading something else. This is the tweet. If we can put that back up for a second. Nope. Okay, I'll find it in my screen. It's a wrap. $15 minimum wage passes the House Labor and Education Committee after more than 13 hours of debate. What is your reaction to this?
Well, not surprised because they have the majority of votes in the Education and Labor Committee. The Democrats were in the majority in the House, albeit a smaller one than the last term. So if they all hold together, they'll be able to pass pretty much whatever they want. Now, I sit on the Energy and Commerce Committee. We got our documents at 11 o'clock last night, and I knew I was getting up early to be with you all, so I haven't made it all the way through those. It certainly could, if it's not in the documents, it certainly could come up as an amendment and be argued as an amendment in committee. Again, Democrats do hold the majority of votes on the committee. There's one who's a little bit of a question. But look, I've been through this before, and the minimum wage was raised after the 2008 bank meltdown. And what we actually saw was a compounding of the job loss that occurred when that economic downturn hit. This time is different because the downturn is not because of the bank malfeasance. It's because of a virus, which we are going to get the upper hand of this virus. We are going to emerge from it. The economy should come back in reasonable shape, just as it entered into the virus a year ago. And all the projections from the Congressional Budget Office is by July, we'll be back to pre-pandemic levels. So I don't see that it's that it's necessary, but it would have the possibility of eliminating a great number of entry-level jobs, and that would be unfortunate.
I asked you for a one-word answer. I'm going to give a one-word answer. They need to focus. People need money. They need it now. They don't need a bill that is filled with every single thing that you could possibly think of. Congressman Michael Burgess, we appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.